Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Inside. My name is Ricky Persaud Jr. With me here today is the wonderful Paul Pharms. He is an entrepreneur, manager, husband, and so many other things, man. How are you doing, man?
Blessed to be here, Ricky.
Yeah, man. So introduce yourself. Tell everyone who you are and what you do.
Well, basically everything that you said. Presently, we're running our own businesses, right? And also, my youngest son, Khalifa, has been dancing for about 7 years.
Yes.
And also, simultaneously, when we first started, we had a group of young brothers and sisters, and they ended up becoming a dance group called Team EVO. So my wife and I, we just pretty much took it upon ourselves to, not only look over them and make sure they're all right, because everybody practiced at our home. And I always would tell them, I said, look, you're here at our home, so we are responsible for you. And I'm going to treat you just like my flesh and blood. So this has been going on all through their high school years and all this stuff, they're out of high school and college and all this other stuff. So with Khalifa, he's
The Wiz.
Wiz.
I see he likes to be referred.
Yeah, Wiz. Wiz Dance a lot on Instagram. He's taking this and going professionally. So my wife and I are still his manager, and in between that, I'm doing the family business things because the bills got to get paid.
Yeah.
And my family like to eat more than once.
I feel that, man. Talking about your son, managing him, what point in his career did you knew that you had to step up and do this for him,
It's from day one. From the time that, because see, we were involved in martial arts for a long time, right? I am a stickler that believes that every child, male or female, coming up, you need to know to defend yourself. Be able to defend yourself, family members, your community, whatnot, right?
Yes.
So he excelled through all of that, and he came to me and said, Dad, I want to dance, right? And I said, okay. Because I understand the train of DNA, how I got to him. So, from me, my wife, to him. So, okay, let's do it. So at that time, he's in high school, and he was learning, hip hop dancing. And so what he did was, he's like, well, I'm getting little bits and pieces here. So he went on YouTube. And people laugh at this, but we would sit there and watch YouTube videos for hours, especially on the tutting aspect. You may see him doing stuff like this. That's tutting, form of tutting. And we watched a lot of Strobe. Got to give props to Strobe.
Yeah.
Strobe, he's out of the Bay Area in California, Cali. And we would just watch these videos and watch and watch. I sit there with him, and he would study the video, and he would practice. Hours, 2 and 3, 4 hours a day, after school.
Yeah.
I do your homework and all that stuff. And from there, it just went further, And then, other individuals came, and the team started growing. I tell my family that if we would have a Team EVO reunion, it would have to be at least about 50, 60 people would show up. Considering the ones that are still here and the ones that came from the time that we started.
Yeah.
And that's that. I just pretty much, like I said, just got involved with, instead of being the soccer, my wife and I, instead of being the soccer mom and dad, we were the dance mom and dad. All the events, because we did a whole lot of community stuff, a lot of freebies one time. And matter of fact, I have to give props to your mother because she invited us because when we came to the stadium. That's when we were little then. Oh boy, we were little, motivated, and hungry.
Yeah.
And the weather was so bad. You couldn't even hear the music.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the show goes on.
Yes, the show goes on.
The show goes on. And, we performed anywhere that people want us to have, Red Cross, Cancer Society, wherever, birthday party.
Yeah. You guys are not like selective or picky. You
No,
just want to do it anyway.
long as there's a neutral threat level,
Yes.
because we had, other kids with us. So And I'm always in maintain, provide, protection mode. And I'm like, no, we're not
Yeah.
going there. The environment is kind of rough and whatnot.
Absolutely. Because there was definitely some gigs I had to turn up, from being in the bar, being as a kid,
Yeah,
because those things
yeah,
those are dangerous gigs,
yeah,
man.
yeah. And we had some of the offers. Oh, no, they can come. No, wait a minute, these are minors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh no, but is that no? Ain't going up in there.
Do you still have that mindset now that he's, grown up now?
Well, because yes, in some parts, yes, but he's older now, and like my wife and I, we like the tree, and we put a lot of stuff into our children. Now he's the youngest one, so with him, he's like the new and improved, new updates and all this other stuff. But then at the same time, we have to let him go out there and see.
Yeah.
You put in there, you constantly pray, and then you got to go out there. And he sees what's going on and so on and so on. Because a lot of things he's seen when he was young. And a lot of the people that know him growing up, because I would drag him with me everywhere. Because all my sons, I had taught them, like, look, you have to know economically both sides of the coin. You have to know how to live on the affluent side, and you have to know how to live on the impoverished side. Because you never know where you're going to be tested, and you have to know how to improvise, overcome, and adapt. You have to know how to succeed wherever you are. So, and also because they're people, they thrive in their comfort zone, but once they go out that comfort zone, they just crumble, just implode from within.
Yes.
So I try to put in my sons even more with Khalifa that you see things in the world, you can be able to identify. Now it's up to you to make decisions.
Yes.
And we go from there, especially in this field of a career. I see dance and music the same. And a lot of snakes out there, a lot of monsters, and all that stuff. And like we were talking about earlier, if that individual has a strong support group,
Yes.
to look out, because it's not about. Because I always told him, I said, look, actually all my sons, I said, look, go out there and whatever your dream is, go out there and strive to fulfill it.
Yes.
Now, when it's time for you, when you meet that young lady, you want to build a family and whatnot, I don't want to hear about, if I wouldn't have done this, I could have this. I don't want to hear that rocky stuff. I could be a contender. No, get out of here, man. I ain't trying to hear that. Get all that stuff out the way, and now it's time to be, a husband and father and all that stuff, and you go from there. But in the meantime, go on that. Again, he's getting ready to graduate from Montclair State. Okay, if you want to get your doctorate.
Congrats on that, by the way.
Yeah, if you want to get your master's, go ahead. Get your doctorate. Get all that stuff out the way. Learning is from the cradle to the grave. But the bottom line is you do all that stuff so when you go to the next level, as far as family is concerned, there is no regrets, on when you were single and all that stuff. And that's, I'm a strong advocate of that.
Now, jumping off of that, I want to talk about, the struggles of, being a parent and just managing, an artist, not just necessarily just managing, a dancer, but just, just the manager role in general. Like, can you tell us a little bit about, the struggles?
Well, I'm not going to say struggles, I say challenges. Always busy, and that's good. Like in business, if the phones are not ringing, you're dying, right? So he's always busy. He's constantly networking, and his type of networking is like, okay, so let's say, for example, if you told him about a gig and so and so, okay, fine. He's showing appreciation back to you or to another artist, mentioning you or talking about your, product or service or so and so, so and so. So in other words, it's not just like about him all the time. So sometimes it's my wife and I, we had to check with his schedule, and then I got to check with my wife. Did you hear from him? We cross-referencing, and so it gets kind of challenging sometimes, and because he's on the move all the time, and I respect that. I raised my sons, to be go-getters. Don't wait for it. It's not going to come to you. You have to go get it.
I love that because, I feel like nowadays, kids think they're just going to get famous just, from just posting online, and that's it. No hard work put into it. But it's like you said, you got to go get it,
Well, it's different. I see it this way, different type of famous. You got people on social media, like I said, dancing kittens and oh boy, falling down the steps on your head, and that's like that, as opposed to you're perfecting your craft and somebody's talking about you 20, 30 years ago without subliminal persuasion. And what I mean by that is like, if you think about it, some commercial you may have seen when you were a kid, and all of a sudden you hear the music and you start thinking about that commercial, that kind of persuasion. No, we don't want that. You want something that your product and service is so good and the people like what you're doing, the people respect what you're doing, and the people are connected to you. Like we were talking about earlier, like a Stevie Wonder. You know, you get, or like a Sade. At the time, we used to come out with an album every 5 years.
Yeah.
And still sell out
Yeah.
within the first 30 days. Sold out, you know. Something like that, something that people like, you have something that helping me. People gravitate to other individuals because they feel they can get some type of increase, whether it's creative, monetary, or whatever. I can get something and you're helping me to improve my situation.
I love that. Now, do you have any closing remarks for everyone watching at home about, what you do, or you want to leave some links for everyone?
Me, I've been on social media, I would say since 2009 with Facebook. But I initially started going back to like 2007. I'm pretty much what I do is I've been warning people since 2005 financially about this coming economic crisis that's going to be global. Me, like my son is into dance. That's how I am with economics is concerned. So my stuff is easy. I mean, you Google my name or whatnot, you see my stuff come up because every day I'm constantly posting stuff, letting people know about what's happening in the geopolitical economic realm. If that makes sense. In other words, who's controlling the money, who's getting it, and we're not. And what can we do to get some for ourselves?
Yes.
That's it in a nutshell.
Thank you for joining us here today on Inside. Have a great night. Hello, my name is Ricky Persaud Jr., and you can join our mailing list. Just follow the link below.